Most people choose their New Year's resolutions because it's generally good for them. You know, going to the gym more or saving more money, but I choose mine a little differently. It was about 8 months ago. I was sitting in our TGIF Toastmasters meeting, chillaxing, listening to speeches, and someone gave a really motivating speech about how to accomplish your New Year's resolutions and meet your goals. And what I remember most was that you need to write down your goals, you need to set an action plan, and you need to set a date to get it done by. So me, I picked something that I really liked, and here was my resolution. I wanted to break 80 strokes in a round of golf, and I was going to do this by taking lessons, and I wanted to do it by the end of this year. So why 80? That sounds like kind of a random number, kind of arbitrary. This is why. Here's a general breakdown of where people fall as golfers. You've got your 100+ category. I'll call them the you suck range, or maybe you should find a new hobby. And you got your middle tier, where you're okay, but I hope you're not paying full price for your rounds. And then you have your less than 80 strokes, and that's when you're generally considered a good golfer. So in my mind, I knew that I've been at about a 95, pretty close to the ugly, and I thought if I can break 80, then I can justify all the time and money I spend playing golf. So next thing I decided to do, the most logical thing, is I signed up for an intense 16-week golf lesson program, and I dropped about $600 on it. But what I'm about to show you is my progression from my first lesson to my last lesson, kind of explain how things are coming along for me, and then we'll just kind of go from there, and you can judge if I'm getting any better or not, if it's been worth it. All right, so it's a little dark, but at my golf lessons, we do high-speed resolution cameras where you take full swings, and this can break it down to the very specific shot of your swing. And this is me at my very first lesson. Now, the first thing you'll notice that we had to fix right off the bat was my posture. You can tell that I'm like Hunchback in Notre Dame out there, right? Right? We had to straighten this out because until you get a good posture, the rest of your swing isn't going to be very good. So do you guys know what twerking is? We had to get me to twerk. Hunchback, twerk, hunchback, twerk. So so I had to practice this for a few weeks, or a couple weeks. I'd go home and I would just do practice setups. I would get into a posture where my back's straighter, and at first it felt very uncomfortable, but as I practiced more and more and more, you know, it becomes more natural, and this is pretty close to where I am now. So we fixed the posture. The next thing I want to work on is the actual swing, and how does that work? So this green line right here is referred to as a swing plane. And a general rule of thumb for most golfers, and if you watch the pros, most golfers take the club back along the swing plane on this green line, and when they swing and fire through to the ball, their club is underneath the swing plane and hits the ball perfectly. Let's see how I do. So here's my takeaway position. If you can see that club right there, it's underneath the swing plane, not on this green line. And then if you take it all the way up to the top, there's my position at the top, still under the swing plane. And if you didn't have this line, or I wasn't telling you this, it might look like an okay swing. But these two features right here are going to cause the rest of my swing to have some problems. So here's my downswing. Coming in, I'm actually on the line, but just wait, here's my impact into the ball. Yikes, not good. I am over the swing plane, and my club is actually coming over the ball, and it can result in like the worst shots you've ever seen, where like this ball will shoot off to the left. See this guy standing in the corner? Probably hit him. So I could manage a round of golf with this swing, but this is really how my swing looked in slow motion if you broke it down. So we'll go back. You got your starting position, takeaway, top position, down all the way through. So 16 weeks later, let's see where I've progressed. I had to really work on each of these things in my swing. So I do one lesson on a Saturday, and then I would go to the range on a Wednesday. So I was playing golf twice a week, every single week, to get better at some of these things. And the first thing I would work on would be my takeaway. You know, I had a better posture, but I had to really work on getting that club square, and I would just do this over and over in my house. Like my girlfriend would make fun of me, she would threaten to break up with me, just because I would be fake golfing everywhere. And I would do this with everything. I would rehearse to the top, and I would come all the way through. So, fast forward 16 weeks, this is where my swing looks now. This is the starting position. My new swing's on the left, and my original swing's on the on the right, and my original swing's on the left. This is my takeaway position. Much better. You can see how much more on the line that club is. It's more square. I'm starting my swing off in a much better place. Then if you look at my position on the top, see how high my hands are? This looks like a much more athletic position, and the whole time I'm on this line. So getting these two things together really just fixed the whole rest of my swing, because if you see, as I drop into the rest of the swing, I drop down, my hands are under the line and into the ball. I'm right at the ball, perfect strike. This thing probably traveled like 500 yards. There's holes in this net after my swing, after all this practice. So flip through it real quick. It's just a lot more smooth, and it's a efficient golf swing that I can repeat over and over. So I had my goal, I stuck to my plan to do it. What have my results been? Well, here have been my rounds ever since I started taking golf lessons. Played a lot, and you can see I'm trending downward. I'm in the 90s. I'm still at what I would consider the bad. I had a really ugly round on June 10th, but my last 4 rounds are getting better and better. I'm getting close to my goal. Well, it wasn't until this last Saturday that the moment happened. Check this out. This is my scorecard. This was... I'm very proud of this scorecard. Not just because of the score. I did break 80. I not only broke it, but I broke it by a lot of strokes. I shot a 74, which is really good. But I'm happy because it's kind of the culmination of all the planning and hard work that I put in finally paying off. When I was having those other rounds, I was feeling better and better, but it wasn't until this moment that I really realized what a lot of hard work and dedication can do. So take that as advice. If you've ever thought about taking golf lessons or any new hobby, you truly can learn your hobbies and become great at them. Thank you.